Now we shall see the fourth major part of this lesson, namely universal banks. What are universal banks? What has necessitated Reserve Bank of India to go in for the concept of universal banks? Definitely, more often than not, you find questions on universal banks either in the interview or in the papers. So it is very important you should understand the concept first. Since I have lived through this the phase in which the banks were converted to utility banks, universal banks, I can give you by a simple comparison how the banks were earlier, how the banks are now, how ordinary banks, commercial banks have converted themselves to universal banks. We shall see now. Before 2000, in 1985, 86 and all, in those days when I used to be branch manager, banks were like corner store, kirana stores. You know, in a small village there will be one kirana store. There will be one businessman in charge of it. Throughout India, any part of India, you can see that only the persons differ. That's all. In some communities are in Tamil Nadu, Chettiars used to have it, or some other community used to have these kirana shops. In North, they have some other communities, they specialize in it. Now the community concept are all gone. Now there are kirana shops all over India, anywhere in nook and corner. In old banking style, it was like kirana shop. You go there. What do? You go there, buy your provisions. How much atta, how much rice, how much the cereals, how much oil, which oil you want. Some people take eggs oil, some people take gingerly oil, whatever may be the oil, various provisions, food provisions, everything you buy. And that kirana owner knows you in person. He knows what you will buy every day, every month. Provision also he knows by in his mind, he knows. But at the same time, you cannot buy TV. Suppose you want to buy TV, can you buy from your kirana store? No. Suppose you want to buy a branded shirt, T-shirt? No. Kirana store will only sell atta, wheat, rice, imli, all those things will be sold. But there was some kind of personal touch between the owner and the customer. But where are kirana stores now? They have almost vanished, barring a few here and there. Today, in all cities, kirana stores have vanished and they are replaced by big malls, modern marketing malls. What is happening in marketing malls? The old personal touch is gone. You go and buy a mall, all products are available under one roof. You take a big marketing mall, any mall you take, go there, you can buy provisions, you can buy a branded T-shirt, you can buy TV, you can buy computer, you can buy laptop, you can do so many things. You can buy crockery. So all are available under one roof. Service is efficient but not personal. The same thing has happened in universal banks. A universal bank is a financial supermarket where all financial products are available under one roof. Just like a mall, big marketing mall has provided all products under one roof. Here all financial services are provided under one roof. All types of loans are available in a universal bank. For example, before 1990, it will be very interesting for many of you to know that not a single housing loan was given by any bank. From 1972 to 1993, 94, 95, 20 long years, I have lived through that phase of being a branch manager, several branches. I fought with my general manager for one housing loan. During 1985, I very still remember, I wanted to give one housing loan to one customer. It went up to the general manager and finally rejected, saying we cannot give, we are commercial banks, we cannot take long-term positions in loans. So that was commercial banking before 1995. But came 1995, all banks converted into universal bank, and all type of loans, Reserve Bank of India permitted commercial banks to convert themselves to universal bank, and all types of loans to be given. Today, housing loan is the biggest product of banks. The largest money is utilized by banks in only housing loans. Earlier we never used to give infrastructure loans because they are long term. Today banks are asked to give infrastructure loans. So all types of loan, including long term loans and infrastructure funding, is given under one roof. Earlier there was a different bank for it. If you want to long term loan, you should have to go to either IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India, or ICICI, not ICICI Bank. There was an organization called ICICI, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation. But that concept and all gone. Now all banks are providing long-term loans, short-term loans, medium-term loans, any loan. All loans under one roof. We have started selling mutual fund. Banks have started selling bank assurance products. Bank has started selling utility services. Online tax payment can be accepted. So a lot of additional functions are brought under the roof called universal bank. So many banks have converted themselves to universal bank. Reserve Bank of India, the recent development under this concept is that Reserve Bank of India has on August 1, 2016 provided a guideline by which on-tap license is available for universal banks, because Reserve Bank wants to promote universal banks. The license is on tap. That means anytime you can take it, provided you fulfill the conditions stipulated. Another important condition is that in the earlier requirement, the Reserve Bank of India wanted non-financial holding company, NFHC, non-financial holding company should own the banks. That condition is removed because it is not possible in the Indian context. In US and many other countries, non-financial holding companies are holding the banks. So they tried to develop that model, somehow it did not click, therefore they have removed that condition. Therefore, there is no need for a non-financial holding company as per the latest guideline. And very important, FDI is permitted. So for indirect investment in starting of universal bank is permitted, of course subject to regulations and restrictions. Therefore, more and more of universal banks are likely to come in the future. And future may be interspersed with a lot of universal bank. And what is an universal bank? Should always remember, please remember this umbrella. Because whenever they ask you either in the interview or in the exam, you can simply remember this umbrella. What is this umbrella? Under this umbrella called universal bank, you can do both short-term loan and long-term loan, selling of mutual fund, selling of insurance product, selling of gold coin, mobile recharge, all wherever word finance is involved, there I am. That is the concept of universal bank. So more and more of universal banks are likely to come up in the future, which is good for the people because all kind of services is available under one roof. So that is the concept of universal bank. Before I wind up this lesson, I would like to request you to go to our portal befittest.com. Every day we are uploading general knowledge update, question of the day, and whenever there is some remarkable development in the banking scenario that is brought under expert speak. Apart from that, under 20 series, every month 220 series questions are uploaded containing 50 latest questions from banking. Therefore, if you want to know the latest developments in banking, you please log in to our portal befittest.com and see our GK today, question of the day, and then 20 series questions. Very important. Many students don't know there is a 20 series question. Please go there, go to the GK, general knowledge. Under that you will see 20 series questions. Go to the latest questions which will cover the latest development in banking and economics. Thank you.